Welcome back to my channel, Trying Recipes to Conquer. So today I'm going to be doing a chicken curry. I'm not really too sure if it's Asian or Jamaican or what type of recipe inspired it is, because she uses heavy cream, and heavy cream is not what Asians inspired curries use. They use coconut milk, which I'm using coconut milk because that's what I wanted to use originally, but when I was looking for recipes I found hers and most of the ingredients that she uses I had. So I'm like, you know what? So I don't have to go to the store. I'm going to try her recipe, just switch a few things up. And I already kind of started. I did most of the prep work for the marination of the chicken. She uses a lot of flavors to marinate it, so this is one of the good things. So I've already cut up the chicken breast into bite-sized pieces. And I'm going to season it with salt and pepper. And this is salt and pepper to taste. Obviously I wanted to taste this, so I'm putting in quite a bit. Alright, so next is going to be 1 tablespoon of curry powder. This is where that beautiful color comes from, that beautiful yellow. Reminds me of turmeric. Alright, so next is going to be 2 garlic cloves minced. I used about 3. I like a lot of garlic, so I always put extra than what is the suggested. That and the ginger. So ginger wise, it is 1 teaspoon. I'm obviously putting way more than that because I like ginger as well. So again, that's the fun part about doing you know, making it yourself. You can add as much and or less of what you like and don't like. All right, so garlic and then thyme. And for thyme, she uses 2 tablespoons? No, 1 tablespoon. I should probably leave some thyme then. That's probably way too much. Oh well, I'm using it. I probably have about 2 tablespoons, guys. Alright, so the thyme. And now she used 2 tablespoons of fresh parsley, which I don't have. But then she uses 1 medium green bell pepper and 1 medium red bell pepper. I had yellow and orange, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to use what I have here. Oh, that smells so good though. Okay. So the bell peppers are in, and then 1 small onion. I had a medium onion, so I just used half of it. It still even looks like a lot, but you know what? What I also liked about the recipe is that it's so colorful. Like her recipe, I mean, it's so vibrant. I'm like wondering if they edited the video because it's just so vibrant with reds and greens and oh my gosh, beautiful. All right, so what else? Okay, and 5 spring onions, which I'm assuming is the same thing as green onions. So, all right, and now just kind of mix it really well together. And I'm gonna have this marinate for about an hour, maybe overnight, it depends. Because I had a pretty heavy lunch, so I'm like, and late lunch too, so I'm like, I might not even need to do a big dinner, you know? So I'm assuming the longer it marinates, the better though, but I'm gonna at least give it an hour. I don't know if I mentioned how much chicken breast she used. She used 2 large chicken breasts. I don't want to put more of that curry powder on here, guys. I'll do a close-up so you can see. It smells good though, man. Whew. I'm excited to try it. I've never actually had curry like this. So, and I've made curry before and it came out really, really, really good. Actually, I don't even remember what I did though. Unfortunately, guys, I do not remember what I did. I wish I did. But, yeah, this is totally different and I'm excited to try it. Alright, so this is the marination mixture here. Lots of fresh veggies. Alright, so now it's been over an hour, a little bit over an hour. So it's time to start making the sauce. I already have my heavy pot, which is a Dutch oven, in medium heat. So 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Now what we want to do is begin by cooking the onions. This is 1 small onion finely minced. And she says to cook the heck out of it. Those were her words exactly. But to cook them for about 5 minutes until they're golden brown. It's been 5 minutes. It hasn't yet gotten golden brown, but it is getting there. I had to raise the heat a notch there. Actually marinated her meat for 2 hours. She said best overnight. I only did about an hour and 30 minutes. So... But what I've noticed cooking in this Dutch oven pan, that because of the distribution of the heat throughout, it definitely cooks things a lot faster. I made a a meat and bean stew, and it literally cut the cooking time down by like 2 hours. It's crazy. Like the meat was falling off the bone and everything. I was like mind blown. It's my first time having one of these things, so definitely worth having. Yep, looking golden brown to me. Alright, I think it's time to start throwing in the garlic and the ginger. The garlic and ginger, she says to cook down for only 1 minute until they start to be fragrant. That's what they call it, I guess. And I've been a minute. Definitely fragrant. I can smell that ginger, especially. Next is going to be adding the crushed tomatoes. There's a 4th cup of crushed tomatoes. So that would be what, like 3 of these? Alright, and the one thing that I learned from her recipe, she mentioned that to cook down the tomatoes until they're really, really cooked, and the way to tell is, she didn't give any time frame, but the way to tell is when the tomatoes thicken and they start to the oil starts to separate from it. So I found that interesting. I never heard of before. Almost forgot to add the salt and pepper, guys. You don't want to do that. It's flavor. Alright, so to taste, so. Oops. So I forgot to put the curry powder. I'm supposed to put the curry powder as soon as you put in the tomatoes. My bad. I'm sure it'll be fine, guys. So that's 1 tablespoon. I just love the way curry smells, guys. I think I can see the oil starting to separate, guys. So I think it's ready. That's the next step. Alright, so the next step is adding that chicken. Yay! Yeah, you can definitely see the oil separating. Barely, but you can't. I can't. Yeah, I see it. So that it took about 8 to 9 minutes. Throw it all in. Now I'll turn it to medium-high. She says to fry it with the tomato mixture for 5 to 8 minutes. Oh my god, this smells so good. Okay, so I think everything is nicely combined. I'm gonna go ahead and allow this thing to fry, she says, for the 5 to 8 minutes. I'm gonna put a little bit more olive oil. I'm like, barely any oil in there to fry. Stuff. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm like, it smells so good, and I thought I wasn't gonna want to eat dinner today. What? Starving. Smelling this woke up my appetite. You can already see some of that fond building in the bottom there, which is always good when you're doing these kind of things. Adds to the flavor. Okay. I think we're good. It's been already about 7 minutes. Alright, so the next step is to add chicken broth. She said about a half cup, maybe 3/4 cup, depending if it's still thick. You might need to add more. And while I'm doing that, I'm deglazing the bottom of the pan, the fond. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a little bit more here of the chicken broth. It's supposed to simmer. As I'm going, I'm making sure to deglaze that bottom of the pan. Not only does it add flavor, but it makes it easier to clean, guys, later on. Alright. So now it's time to put this to low. Low heat. And she says to simmer that down for, we'll slow cook for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay. I don't see any more of the fond. I think we're good now. Okay, so cover that up. And let it cook for 10 to 12 minutes. So I can get that creaminess. It's a half cup. Or you can use heavy cream. Kind of wishing I had some parsley so I can, like, you know, make it real pretty. Alright, she said to cook this down for 1 minute. Alright, according to her recipe, that should be it. So it's time to plate up. And there we have it. Finished product. Alright, I have not tried it, so I am about to do that now. Make sure the chicken is nicely cooked. Oh yeah. Wow, that's good. The only thing, I'm kind of wishing that it had a little bit of spice. That's the one thing that I wish it had, a little bit of spice, like some cayenne or like some hot peppers of some sort. But again, it works for me because my son does not eat spicy, so, but yeah. That would make this so much better. I don't know, it's so good. Can't stop eating it. That's very satisfying. As a matter of fact, I'm kind of getting a hint. That's the ginger, the spiciness. Wow. Alright guys, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time. Okay guys, so I finished my first plate and I was like, you know what, it's missing something. So I added about a quarter cup more of the coconut milk to make it a little bit more creamier. And I add a little bit more salt. And with the spiciness situation, that ginger does hit you after a while. So it did get, it is spicy. It's kind of happened aftermath, like the more you eat, the more you feel it type thing. But yeah, super delicious. Totally recommend this recipe, guys. Till next time.